I got denied monetization before I got approved. And I wish that I understood then the things that I understand now. Because getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours does not mean that YouTube is automatically going to approve your channel. It just means that you are now eligible to apply. But that doesn't mean that once YouTube goes through your content and reviews it, that YouTube is going to think that you are ready to earn. And when we think about not getting approved for monetization or channels that are getting demonetized, sometimes we only think about the easy topics: inauthentic content, repetitive and reused content, AI content, and faceless channels. And those things just scratch the surface when it comes to YouTube monetization. Because I have learned that there are many things that content creators are not talking about enough that can and will affect our channels and our monetization status here on YouTube. The first thing that I misunderstood was thinking that meeting eligibility meant approval, because we get so focused on the numbers: 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, 365 days. And once that eligibility button lights up, you think the hard part is over. But that just gets you to the door. You see, YouTube still has to review your content and see if your channel is ready to earn. And that means that they're looking at way more than just how many people watched your videos. They're looking to see if your content is original and has value. They want to see if you have followed YouTube's monetization policies and if your content can be attached to different advertisers. You see, the question should become not just did I hit the numbers, but if YouTube were to review my channel today, does my content look like it's ready to earn or to continue earning? Now, first, we are going to talk about reused, repetitive, and inauthentic content, even though those are the ones we think we hear and we know about the most. And I do have a couple of notes here because I have done a lot of research. I've watched a lot of my channel got denied videos. I've watched a lot of my channel got demonetized videos. And I've read, liked, helped, and retweeted a lot of X posts from content creators whose channels have been demonetized. And I took a lot of notes because there are things that I think we don't always consider. So the first one, reused content. We think that one's kind of easy. And for the most part, reused content is when your channel relies heavily on content that you did not create, whether it be clips, reactions, compilations, collabs, news ads, Reddits, TikToks, Reels, anything your little heart can desire. If it is not content that you did not create, or wait, let me fix that. If it is content that you did not create and you are allowing for the content to do too much of the heavy lifting, meaning we're not hearing enough of you, we're not seeing enough of you kind of transforming that content, well then it's reused content and your channel is subject to additional level of scrutiny whenever YouTube may decide, even if it's not now. Now, this one is the one where I really went down the rabbit hole. And these are just instances, again, that I didn't even think about when it comes to the inauthentic and repetitive content. So, repetitive and inauthentic content doesn't mean just uploading the same thing over and over again. And as I learned, it doesn't mean just putting up a picture of yourself and not having any context to it. So these are some things that I have found that other channels have faced. So I want you to be 100% aware. Uploading in the same format. So uploading in the same format could be something as simple as uploading too many 8-minute and 50-second exactly videos. The exact same format. Format can also mean your title. And I've seen this, and I go to the channels and they see their error, because generally when they say my channel got demonetized, I've seen that the majority of these channels, they've been able to get remonetized by fixing things or getting rid of certain content off of their page. And so believe it or not, thumbnails is a big one. And sometimes it's as simple as using the same picture over and over again. And I know there are some of you guys that are listening to the sound of my voice. You know that you do it, and I see that you do it. So I want you to be aware that there are channels that have been demonetized for that thing. And it's a channel that actually comes personally to me, a channel, Truth for Reality. They got demonetized because of repetitive content, and everything about his content is authentic, is like wholly authentic, and it's not repetitive. But what he even realized as a content creator, and as I went back and looked at it too with a different set of eyes, it was the thumbnails. YouTube's circumventive policy. And I want you to pause the video right now and go into the comment section and truthfully let me know if you have ever heard of the circumventive policy or even know what this thing is. The circumvention policy is basically YouTube's policy against content creators that are trying to get around their suspensions and channel terminations. So I'm just going to get right into it. When YouTube terminates a channel or places a severe restriction on a user, they are essentially banning the person, not just the channel or the channel name. YouTube's terms of service state that if you are suspended or terminated from the platform, you're actually prohibited from trying to bypass that restriction. Some of the most common reasons this policy gets triggered are some of the following: creating or using a new channel after a past ban, re-uploading content from a banned channel, shared or personal devices. And I'm telling you, I'm actually going to read the details of this one. For the other ones, I'll drop them in the description, but you need to hear the details of this one right here. YouTube links accounts using a variety of back-end data, including IP addresses, phone numbers, recovery email accounts, Google AdSense accounts, and or device IDs. If a household member, business partner, or previous co-owner of a channel got banned, any associated accounts sharing those data points can be flagged for circumvention by association. Did you hear me say IP address? So this circumvention policy, it's a whole joint that took me down a rabbit hole. Just because you're in doesn't mean that you're going to stay in. And I don't think that people really think about this one enough. Because just because you get monetized one day doesn't mean that your content might not be up for scrutiny literally even the next day. Because I have heard about content creators that have gotten monetized and literally in a span of a week or a 48-hour period, they have a video or even a short get reviewed, and then all of a sudden they're getting that dreadful email from YouTube saying that their channel has been demonetized. And let's just talk about the YouTube policy updates that happened last June that a lot of people missed when it came to the inauthentic and the repetitive content. Because a lot of content creators missed those important updates, when it came time for their channels to get annually reviewed, and I said annually reviewed because that's something that I recently learned, is that YouTube does occasionally do annual reviews on channels. So if they changed a policy, but you didn't go back and change your update or change your content in order to reflect whatever that policy update was, well, that content is also subject to be scrutinized with a different set of eyes. So it is our job to make sure that we are knowledgeable when YouTube changes their policies and that we understand how those policy updates can affect our monetization and our channels. Because once you get in the club, you have to stay in the club. Cleaning up your channel. Now this is a big one because a lot of content creators don't want to delete content because it has watch time, views, history, and comments attached to it. So when they go to clean up their channel, they just privatize or unlist these videos. So all of the data is still attached to the channel. But that doesn't mean that when YouTube goes to review your channel, that they don't still see that content. Because YouTube's written policy states that when they review your channel for monetization and they ask you to clean up your channel, that means that you are either going to fix or delete those videos. It doesn't mean hide them and hope for the best. But if that content is the reason why YouTube won't monetize your channel or your channel got demonetized, you have to ask yourself, am I holding on to the content because it's helping my channel? Or am I holding on to the content because I don't want to lose the numbers? Because cleaning up your channel means actually cleaning up your channel and not just sweeping things under the rug. So if you are almost to that milestone and you're almost ready to apply, I don't want for you to panic. I want for you to prepare. Scrutinize your channel the way that YouTube would. Look for patterns. Look at your thumbnails. Look at your shorts. Look at those hidden videos that you didn't want to delete. Because I don't want for you to get to the finish line and hit apply and learn that the content that you were holding on to is the content that's going to keep you from getting to revenue. So look at your channel and ask yourself, am I fully ready to earn? Because monetization is not just about hitting a number. It's about building a channel that's original, clear, has value, and is safe enough to earn. And if your channel has been demonetized before or denied monetization, don't let it feel like that's the end of your story, but instead, let it be the beginning. And if you have been denied, do not let that make you feel like your channel is over, but instead, let it make you better. Because sometimes the denial is not the end of the story, but let it be the moment that you start building your channel with more intention. So if your channel gets denied or demonetized, sometimes the answer is not just always, let me start over. Sometimes the answer is, let me understand the rules and the policy. Let me clean up my channel. Let me file for an appeal. But most importantly, we need to learn to understand what YouTube is trying to tell us. Because starting another channel just might put every channel that you start and your current channel and any channel that you've ever been associated with at risk. So drop a comment below because I would love to know, where are you in your content creator journey? Are you trying to qualify or getting ready to apply? Have you been approved or have you been denied? Or are you just still trying to figure out where YouTube wants you and your channel? I would love to hear about it in the comment section below, because I've learned this YouTube thing is a whole lot easier when you stop thinking that you have everything figured out and start asking more questions. My name is Tiff. This is my take. Be blessed. Have a blessed day. And most importantly, do what you can to bless someone else's day. Whole crew locked in.